Riku awoke to the crackle of fire. His body ached as though he had been dragged across the battlefield again. Every muscle screamed, every bone throbbed. But his wounds, he touched his temple, his chest, his side, were wrapped in clean bandages. The blood that should have been sticky and wet was gone. His skin felt strangely cool beneath the linen, as though the fever of battle had been pulled from him. He pushed himself up with a grunt. The place was wrong. It was no battlefield, no forest, no village. He sat in a cave where the walls glistened with moisture. Strands of crystal jutted like veins, catching the firelight and scattering it into ghostly stars that shimmered faintly above him. The air smelled of moss and rainwater, not smoke, not iron, not the stench of death. Outside, there was nothing. No wind. No owls. No crickets. No sound of night at all. Only silence. And then he felt it, those eyes, watching. He turned. She was there. The woman from the mist, robes of crimson and white, hair flowing black as midnight, and eyes that glowed amber even in the dim firelight. She sat perfectly still on the other side of the fire, as if carved from stone. "You dream loudly," she said. Her voice was soft, smooth, strange, carrying an accent Riku could not place. His throat felt dry. "Where am I?" Her lips curved faintly. "Between death and life. A place most mortals never return from." The words sank into him like stones in water. His last memory was of fog swallowing men whole, of screams vanishing into silence. He should have been dead. "You saved me?" he asked. Her head tilted, studying him. Perhaps you were chosen." "Chosen?" Her amber eyes did not waver. "The veil thins. Shadows slip through, feeding on the blood you spill so freely. This war you fight is not only your own. You stand at the edge of something greater. You crossed into my domain, and now your fate is bound." Riku's chest tightened. He hated riddles. He hated feeling like prey in someone else's game. "I don't understand." "You will," she said softly. "Or you will perish." The fire crackled between them, throwing sparks against the crystal walls. Her face in that shifting glow seemed both beautiful and terrible. "What are you?" he forced out. Her smile widened, though it never reached her eyes. "Fox. Flame. Memory. Call me what you will." The word rose unbidden to his lips. Kitsune. The word felt dangerous. His grandmother's stories whispered through his memory. Tricksters, tempters, ruin bringers. The kind of creatures men feared yet could never resist. The woman did not deny it. Instead, she rose in one slow, graceful motion, and with it the firelight trembled. Behind her, tails unfurled one by one, flames bending around them. 9 banners of living fire, swaying lazily yet with terrible weight. Riku's breath caught in his throat. It was not beauty. It was terror disguised as beauty. "You should rest," she said, her many tails brushing the cave walls. "The mist is not done with you. The war you know is only a spark compared to what is coming." And then, like smoke, she dissolved into the shadows beyond the firelight. Riku sat frozen, staring at the dark mouth of the cave. The blackness breathed like a living beast. Somewhere within it, he swore he still saw those amber eyes, glowing faintly, waiting. Hours passed, though time felt broken in that place. The fire had burned low, collapsing into embers. Shadows stretched long along the walls, restless, as if they had lives of their own. Riku sat with his back to the stone, clutching the broken shaft of a spear across his lap. Sleep would not come. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw it. The battlefield, the fog, the woman's tails unfurling like fire, her eyes piercing into him as though she saw the thoughts he dared not voice. The faintest rustle of cloth stirred the silence. He straightened, grip tightening on the spear. She emerged again, robes trailing across the stone floor like smoke. Her 9 tails flickered faintly, each one casting shifting halos of light that bent the darkness around her. She walked barefoot, yet her steps made no sound. When she entered the circle of firelight, the cave itself seemed to grow heavier, the air pressed down like a storm before it broke. "You are restless," she said. "No man sleeps easy when he doesn't know if he'll wake alive," Riku answered. Her lips curved faintly. Alive. Such a fragile word. She lowered herself to the ground across from him, folding her robes neatly. The glow of the fire danced across her pale skin, flickering with each tilt of her head. "Tell me, soldier, why do you fight?" The question startled him. He had expected riddles, not bluntness. He clenched his jaw. "Because my people are at war." "War," she echoed. She tilted her head again, amber eyes narrowing. "Is it duty or survival?" He stayed silent. She studied him for a long moment, her gaze steady, unblinking. Then, softly, she said, "I can keep you alive." The words landed heavy, heavier than a threat. Riku's pulse quickened. He tightened his grip on the spear. At what cost? Her smile sharpened, though her voice remained calm. A vow. A binding between your soul and mine. You walk where the mist hungers, and yet you remain. That is no accident. You are marked. Without me, the veil will devour you as it did the others. With me you live. Longer than you should. Stronger than you should. Stronger than you are. The fire hissed, sparks bursting and dying. Riku's mouth was dry. And if I refuse? Her tails shifted, curling lazily behind her like serpents. But her eyes, those eyes grew brighter, searing, dangerous. When she spoke, her voice deepened, carrying something far older than any human tongue. Then you die screaming in the dark, and no one will remember your name. The cave itself seemed to shudder at her words. Riku's chest ached. He thought of the men he had fought beside, swallowed by mist, silenced forever. He thought of his homeland, burning. He thought of himself, already marked for death. Still, he forced out the question, why me? Why not someone else? The Kitsune leaned closer, close enough that he could feel heat radiating from her skin, close enough that the fire in her eyes filled his vision. He swore he saw flames swirling inside her pupils. Because you looked at me, she whispered, and you did not run, his heart thundered. Her hand rose, pale fingers tipped with obsidian nails. She extended it slowly, deliberately. Swear yourself to me, soldier. Bind your fate to mine, and I will give you what no warlord, no god, no ghost of your battlefield can offer. Survival. The air pressed down on him like the weight of the sea. Riku's breath came ragged. His regiment was gone. His commander, dead. His future, ashes. And yet here, this creature, this fox spirit cloaked in fire and shadow, offered him life when nothing else remained. Slowly his hand lifted, trembling, hovering above hers. Her smile widened, not gentle, sharp, hungry. When their hands touched, the world broke. Fire surged through him, searing his veins, blinding his vision. The cave walls pulsed with red light as shadows twisted into writhing forms. His body arched, his jaw locked. He tried to scream, but no sound escaped. And in his bones, in his very soul, a voice carved itself into him like fire into stone. You are mine. When it ended, he collapsed against the stone, gasping, drenched in sweat. His heart thundered like a war drum, yet he felt something new, strength in his limbs, fire in his blood. The Kitsune's amber eyes gleamed brighter than the fire. Her 9 tails swayed once, satisfied. It is done, she said softly. Riku's voice was hoarse, barely a whisper. What? What have you done to me? Her smile returned, faint, unreadable. Or cursed you. Time will decide. The fire crackled as though nothing had happened, but nothing in Riku's world would ever be the same.